What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about how much the pre-sale can move DEC, or how much of an impact it'll have. I'm trying to quantify it. Again, it's hard to say in terms of whether or not the pre-sale or Rebellion will be able to get DEC back to peg. I think everybody has the expectation that it should on a long enough time horizon, but I'm just taking this from a small snippet, right? We know that the pre-sale is set to start hopefully sometime soon, according to Matt, and we're going to get all the information for that. I don't know how many packs are going to be available for the pre-sale, but let's just assume 1 million, similar to Chaos Legion, right? Now, that's the packs available. How many packs will actually get bought? Well, I've had enough conversations with people, several people that I know who are buying 10,000 plus. I know a bunch of people, even more than that, who are buying, 2,000, in the 2,000 range. Another couple folks who are in the 1,000 range, people in the 500 range. And my network, obviously I talk to a decent amount of folks here in the live streams, but that's still a small piece of the overall Splinterlands community. I don't talk to many of like the whales because I know that there's probably some big buyer orders that'll be happening at that point. But I guess just roughly looking at how much so far just from my network and people that I've been talking to, I think it's well over 100,000 packs already, right? So, and again, these are just commitments. Nobody's holding them to, or holding their feet to the fire to actually do it. But, anywhere from 50 to 100,000 packs already is what I'm seeing. So I want to use a range around that. And in fact, I'm going to double it just because, like I said, I'm still talking to a small slice, but we can come back to this. Let's just say for easy numbers, right? For easy numbers, we sell 200,000 packs, right? Now, let's assume similar to Chaos Legion's 4,000 packs or 4,000 DEC per pack. There'll be vouchers somewhere involved with that, but I think Matt said it'll be $5 and then vouchers will reduce it to $4. So 4,000 DEC. If you just do 200,000 packs at 4,000 DEC per pack, that would require 800 million DEC. Again, we have 4.6 billion that's still in circulation, so this is a lot that we would need to eat through. But when I take a look at the liquidity pools here on Tribal Decks, we don't even have 800 million available in the pools right now. So somebody could come in and clean out the pools. Of course, it would get very expensive at that point in time, and we would probably get to a point where people stop using what's in the pools once they go over, the intended peg value and just start burning DEC, or start burning SPS. But you can take a look here. My estimate is we have roughly 600 million in the pools, right? So there's 127 million here for Swap.Hive and DEC. In fact, let me see if I can do this by, okay, so we'll start with DEC SPS. So 460 million here, another 127, and then it drops off significantly, right? 12 million, 7 million. So my point with this is we have roughly 600 million that is sitting in pools right now. If I go over to the rich list, you can see that on Hive Engine as a whole, we do have 1.1 billion, close to 1.2 billion. And so, that's roughly 2x of how much is in pool. So there's probably people out there trading, because keep in mind, there's a lot on Hive Engine that people are just trading on kind of like the exchange here. So if I go to DEC, you can see here, this stuff is not in pools, but there's actually, for anybody that's trying to sell, for example, all the DEC that's listed here actually has to be on Hive Engine, right? So therefore, it's a real sell order, and there's commitments of look at this sell wall right here, 1.4 million DEC at whatever this Hive price is, right? Or that just got changed, but there's another one here, 3.8 million DEC, right? So there's a lot, right? 600,000 DEC, 600,000 DEC. So, and a lot of these are probably bots. You can see like Convict DEC, who probably bought lower and is just letting go, or taking profit, or whatever the case is. Again, not really trying to comment on that. My whole point is that we have roughly, we'll just say 1.2 billion DEC on Hive, right? A little bit less than that. 600 million of that is in pools. And so the question then becomes, well, are people going to go in and buy a ton of DEC and start cleaning that out once Rebellion goes live? And the other factor that you need to think about is the fact that people do have DEC already, but how much are people saving for land, right? In a sense, and maybe they don't want to dip into their land savings with land still, quote unquote, right around the corner. I know it's a meme at this point, but I do think that land is probably, hopefully sometime this year. But either way, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked with all the land stuff, but my whole point with this is 600 million DEC in liquidity pools, another 600 that's being actively traded or just held on Hive Engine for whatever reason, right? You can see here. Obviously, we have plenty more sitting in all other areas around the game. You can see top accounts here that are holding 50 million, 20 million, 20 million. Again, I don't know what their plan is. I'm assuming that they've been saving for a long time for land, and they won't necessarily want to dip into that unless we hear of another major delay in land. But again, this could get interesting because there could be a significant DEC crunch that could simply happen due to the fact that we have DEC tied up in the DAO, we have DEC tied up in liquidity pools, we have DEC tied up by the team, right? There's 359 million here for the team wallet, another 259, 253, so 500 million on the Terra block and bridges. So again, we're starting to see a potential crunch here that 800 million could actually move the market if people are bringing outside fiat to do it. Now, how many people are bringing outside fiat? I have no idea. But even still, what will people probably do? At this point in time, you don't need to burn SPS, but you can sell SPS. I mean, it sucks to sell it at such a low point, but you get more SPS, more DEC per SPS by selling it than by burning it the longer we stay below peg. So I can see a lot of people converting other assets for DEC in order to buy. Now, obviously, this only goes down to the top 200, but even still, we're talking about just a couple of million DEC here. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are necessarily ready. It sounds like whenever we get the details for Rebellion, people will start to accumulate DEC. Again, we're still well below peg, so my hope is that this will inspire people whenever the announcement comes over the next week or two, that we'll be able to start moving in that direction. But ultimately, let's take it back here for a second. Even if we do 100,000 packs, right? And I don't know if you would consider 100,000 good or bad, but 100,000 packs being sold for a pre-sale would still move 400 million DEC. So once we start getting in that range, and like I said, I think I've talked to enough people to already see 100,000 packs, therefore 400 million DEC. It's, to me, I would actually say that a good conservative estimate would be probably 150 to 200,000 packs, which once again, we're getting to the 600 million, 800 million DEC. The moment we hit 250,000 packs, potentially, right? I mean, that's a billion DEC, and then we're talking about the fact that that's a fourth of what's currently in circulation, not including what we have that's locked up in the DAO, Team Wallet, and all that, right? Just the DAO and the Team Wallet, for example, brings this down to 4 billion. And that, for the most part, we can expect to be somewhat locked up for a while. Although obviously the team will be taking some profit, I'm sure, if we start to get closer to peg. But hopefully you can follow my line of thinking here. I think there could be a massive DEC crunch coming in, even if it's just a moderate or like a very low activity type of pre-sale. And if we know that's starting in the next 30 days sometime potentially, that could make things very exciting very quickly for DEC. Now, last thing I want to shout out is the fact that vouchers are up. I mean, significantly. There's no 24-hour percentage on the vouchers, but since the last time we saw it at 2.3 cents, this is almost like a 20% gain. Just think about that. It's like a 20%, or almost a 20% gain. So just something to think about as we move forward with this. I'm getting excited for Rebellion. I'm hoping that we get more information about it very soon. Matt did say it would be out. I want to say, his post for it would be out for the proposal. The proposal ends, I believe, on the 16th. Let me see here. Yeah, the 16th. So again, that's 10 days away from the date that I'm recording this. We should get something with more than enough time to digest what Rebellion's going to be and then vote whether or not we want to do the team's plan of splitting the DEC between the DAO and the team. Or if we decide to reject it, all that DEC goes to the team. But once again, my whole point is it's still going to be a decent amount of DEC out there. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.